Have you ever been using your AI platform and it just completely goes off the rails? Or maybe everything appears to be really good, but buried deep inside of there are some things that aren't true. Well, even the most advanced AI systems can create this false but confident answer to some of your questions in the research that it does. And I found this new study from OpenAI research that explains why these hallucinations happen, why they're baked into the way AI is built, and why fixes from just better code are not enough. Well, let's talk about it.
Welcome to the AI for Everyone Daily Brief.
I'm going to share with you some findings from a report that just came out. It's September of 2025. It's a paper done by Adam Kali and some of his colleagues at OpenAI and Georgia Tech. So very smart people, academics involved, the whole 9 yards here. And they were studying why these language models hallucinate. Now, I understand this video might be a little bit more technical than what I usually talk about, but I do think it's very important to understand why it's happening. Very important to understand why it's happening, because your work could depend on this. Your reputation could depend on this. If you are writing a paper, doing research, a book, scripts for videos, whatever that is, if you get complacent, you don't allow you as the human to be in the loop, you could put out content or something out there that's not true that could hurt your credibility, your reputation, and all of those things. So I do believe this is important to take a look at. And just to give you an example, a couple of months ago, I shot a whole video on a topic that was based on a premise that was a hallucination. It wasn't true. It wasn't accurate. I shot and produced the whole video. Now, thank heavens, the human was still in the loop and I caught it before publishing, but I wasted quite a bit of time putting that together. So I got lazy. I got complacent in my work, and we just cannot allow that. What if I would have published that video and it would have went out there? Nothing good would happen from that. So we got to understand why this is going on. So there's 3 reasons here that I want to cover that they found in this paper. Pre-training errors is the first one. Even if the training data was perfect, the statistical methods that were used still generate mistakes. Facts that appear only once, like obscure birthdays, are especially vulnerable to being misremembered or fabricated. Number 2, post-training incentives. Let me say that again. Post-training incentives. Models are fine-tuned on benchmarks that reward correct answers, but penalize I don't knows. That's very interesting, because I want my LLM to tell me that it doesn't know if it doesn't know. But it penalizes for that right now. So this pushes them to guess rather than to admit the uncertainty. That's something to think about as you're using it. And number 3, evaluation misalignment. Popular leaderboards here, MMLU, GPQA, SWE-bench, they score only right or wrong. Honest abstentions get 0 credit. So bluffing wins here. It is incentivized to bluff. Why it matters? Well, the research frames these hallucinations not as bugs, but as expected outcomes based on the training and testing pipeline that's in place. Think of it as a student that is cramming the night before for a standardized exam, but will bluff on the exam because there's some grading that rewards that bluffing. It's very interesting. And this matters for you as a business owner, because a lot of the vendors that are coming to you are going to be leading with the benchmarks of their LLM, of what they're doing. And a model that scores higher, it might not necessarily mean what you think it does. It might just be better at bluffing. It might be better at bluffing A higher benchmark doesn't necessarily mean it's more trustworthy. So until there's some kind of evaluation system change, or there's some trust factor that gets created, some trust benchmark, it's going to reward these things. And hallucinations are going to persist across all of these different models. So we've got to be very aware and very careful of that. How it impacts you. Well, if you're putting AI into your workflow, I'm going to give you 3 ways that it impacts you here. Number 1, expect gaps. Just expect these gaps. Models will perform well on common facts, but they're going to fail more on the obscure and one-off details that happen. So just be aware of that. Number 2, don't chase the leaderboard scores. Like I said, accuracy claims may be clouded by this bluffing that gets rewarded within the system. And you don't want to fall prey to this overconfidence, because it might not just be you using it. It could be coworkers. It could be people that haven't been fully trained on how to use it yet. So there's a ripple effect that could happen there. And number 3, this is a big one, audit the high risk tasks that you're using it for. Now, what I shared earlier was from my perspective when I talk about credibility, reputation management. I'm a marketing professional. I'm a content creator. I'm an AI trainer. I'm all of those things, but nobody's life or livelihood is fully dependent on what I do. So if you're working in something like finance, legal, healthcare, where a life or a livelihood or the outcome of a court case in a person's life is impacted, you absolutely need to be auditing every single thing. And why AI might allow you to work faster, do not become complacent, and keep that human that fully understands and is AI literate in the loop to guide you through the entire process. 3 things you can do right now. And these are very important. I want you to start implementing these the moment you're done watching this video. It can protect you and it can protect your company. And number 1 is start redesigning your prompts for safety. Redesigning your prompts for safety. Encourage I don't know answers instead of forcing those confident answers. Could be some other things. As an example, I just built out a suite of AI agents for a university. Now, in that training, I had to put things like, don't cheat on behalf of the student. Don't answer all of the student's questions. Challenge them. Right? Don't do the work for them. Those type of things. Now, the students also need to be onboarded because they need to understand how to ask better questions, how to use the most out of their soft skills, how to ask it as it's going through the workflow or the discovery process or the research, to ask it to verify everything for accuracy. So you can see there's this song and dance between the human and the AI to get the most out of it. So redesign your prompts for safety. That's the number 1 thing I want you to start doing today. Number 2, add verification loops. And what I mean by that is just make sure you're always pairing a human with your AI, especially if it's a critical workflow. Because again, if I have a video that gets out with some false information, nobody's going to die from that. But if you work in healthcare, if you work in that finance, if you work in legal, there's a whole lot of things that could be on the line if things are not accurate. So always pair AI literate employees with the AI workflows. It's going to protect you. It's going to make you more productive. And it's just going to make your life so much easier. And number 3, make sure you're following benchmark reforms. I mean, that's not very sexy, I know, but every vendor is going to come in there showing you these amazing benchmarks, but you're going to have an understanding and a way to challenge them on exactly what those benchmarks mean. Okay. Don't fall for it. Apple does it all the time. Each phone seems to be 30-40% better than the other. But meanwhile, I went from a 12 to a 16, and other than AI that doesn't work in the phone, I don't see all that much of a difference. So look for tools that are evaluated on confidence-weighted scoring and not just on pass or fail accuracy. Oh, and one more thing. Come here. The authors of this paper called these AI systems permanent test takers. And that really stuck with me. Because if you're a student and you take a guess on an exam, it might cost you a point or two. But if you do the same in business, it could cost you credibility, money, and compliance. The stakes are much higher. So here's the real question. When it comes to AI in your work, what's more dangerous? A slow, I don't know, or a fast, confident lie? I would love to hear from you in the comment section. And our time together has come to an end. Well, if you found value in this video, in this content, please hit that subscribe button, like button, bell notification button. It helps in the algorithm. It's the easiest and best way to support the channel. We really don't want anybody to get left behind. We definitely don't want them to hurt their credibility or anything about their clients, customers, or all that. So thank you so much to our subscribers and to new subscribers that just hit the button. Well, that's it for me. My name is Harrison Painter. This has been the AI for Everyone Daily Brief. And until next time, keep creating, keep innovating, and most importantly, keep up. God bless.
Thanks for listening. I'm glad you stayed.